Alrighty, haven't done a video for a while. I haven't done a Friday video for a while because every time it comes Friday, we're busy. And by the time we think of it, we're tired. Simple as that. That's how it happens. But it's Saturday morning. Me and Colton are here. We're working on one of our cars. This is what's going on, and that's all I can tell you. What's going on in our shop. That's all I can tell you because that's all I really know. As we're working this morning, we've taken this hood off the car. We've made a, I don't know, I wouldn't call it a scoop. I would call it an air disturber. So it would disturb air. If air come up along the hood like that and hit that air, it would disturb the air, and then it would flutter and do something, and I'm hoping it would go down the carburetor. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm telling myself anyways. But what I have done, when the breather come up through the hood, we cut a hole, obviously, we come up through the hood. We did a few measurements, we looked at it, hemmed and hawed, and whatever. Took a zip cut and cut it out. You can see where we've cut it out. It's kind of still not cleaned up, kind of jagged yet. But as we're doing that, the hood became flimsy and I wanted to get some structure back in it before we took it off or did anything to it. So while the hood was on, and while the breather was on, I took some round rods, 5/16 round rod, and I bent the shape that goes around there. And what I did is I just laid it on the hood, and I picked it up in the front at the height that I wanted it, and I got Colton to tack the back, and I held the front. Put a little tiny piece, cut a little tiny piece of this in here, and put it in the front, and just stuck it up so it sat there on its own. Just a tack, and a tack in the center. I went and got some cardboard, run some cardboard on the side, made a pattern of this one piece, made a pattern of this side, and what I did is I just flipped it, obviously, and then I made a piece for the front. That's just a piece of cardboard, and I traced it out or scribed it with a marker. As I've put this on here, I've tacked it a lot less than this when I first put it on. I've been just coming back and tacking it as we were working on the car, and that way there I don't cause any heat or disturb anything. I've cut the main construction on the back of the hood in the back here, and I do not like it's quite flimsy, you know. We want to make that strong. So as we're working on it this morning, I just want to tell you how this gets welded up. You can see on the top of this how I've taken a flapper wheel and I've made sure that the metal is down far enough when we weld it and grind it off, we can grind it to the round bar. And that way there we can make it look like it's never been welded on there, if you know what I'm saying. If you do not grind that metal, if you do not have that metal down far enough and it's up a little high when you weld it, your weld will stay up high. Then you got to grind all that weld off, and then it probably won't be welded, if you know what I'm saying. So every time you do that, you always got to make sure that your metal is on the position that you want it welded. I don't want it hanging up there 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch past the round rod, because that'll melt down and you'll have too much product on top of that round bar. And when you grind it off, you'll have no weld on it hardly at all. As we go around this hood, this will be done like tick, tack, like every inch. We'll go till we get every inch, and we'll make sure that he has the air with it. Colton's gonna make sure he has the air with it. He is not gonna warp this hood. For someone to be able to weld a scoop on a hood and not warp it is really good. You know what I mean? You have to take a little bit of time. You can do it in a fair short time, but you have to do it right. It has to be in between and no more than 4 tacks at a time. And then the air's right on, just like your John Wayne. Just like the quickest guy, you pull that thing off, you know what I'm saying? You gotta try it again, 5. Keep the camera moving, kind of fast. Huh? See, I told you. Anyways, as we get going here, I can remember when I was first started this game, I had a door and I welded a patch on the bottom. I welded the patch on the bottom of the door and I laid it down. When I picked it up, the door was caved right in on the side. It laid down on me. Didn't do that anymore because it ruined that door, you know. As I get going here, I see there's a gap on this hood right here in between the bench and where we're gonna weld it. Well, I don't want that gap. I'm gonna put something underneath that so that holds up. Anyways, that falls off, I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, as I weld that, I'm gonna make sure that there's something underneath the hood so it can't fall down, if you know what I'm saying. That's just a caution that I'm gonna do because I know what happens when you let something hang and you weld it. That's what we done for the front, just round rod, weld it onto your hood, just like that, piece of piss. If you want to hood scoop in your car, you can do the exact same thing. It doesn't never look pretty while you're doing it, but it does in the end. We also have some metal in here. We'll know where to cut it off on the inside because we'll see where it's welded on the other side. We know where to cut it off and flush it all up and do a nice job on the other side. We've done some special things, not some special things in this car, some crazy things in this car. We've used a grill out of a car for a shield, and you'll get to see it sometime soon. It's pretty cool. Like, it really makes me happy that happened. What's that? Them gloves right there, if you're welding and you like to get burnt, them is the ones to wear. Because what happens is the sparks hit them and they go right to the glove and they burn you. Try them. Put the gloves on. You'll be going ooh and ah all day. I guarantee it. You'll be going ooh and ah all day. Another thing too. Oh, okay. That's your hand that you're pulling the trigger with?
No, it's my hand.
Well, anyways, as you do that, as I talk to him, I forget what I was trying to say. Something about the hand. As you do that, and you have a pair of gloves on when you're welding, how can you tell if the metal's hot? Seriously, if you see someone welding with a great big pair of mitts on, welding on it, how can they tell if the metal's warm? They can't. You have to do it with your bare hands. You have to weld up a car with your bare hands. You have to be able to touch and feel and know what's going on as you're welding it. You got a big pair of gloves on, there's no possible way if you know the metal's too hot or not. Unless you're going to do this, weld it all up and then pull your gloves off and feel like, who got time for that? Yeah, you have to be able to touch the metal with your hand to know if it's hot. Also, I'm happy about this. When I first met Gene Winfield in 2008, I think it was 2008, I met Gene Winfield in 2008, took a roof chopping course. He showed me the light. Metal could be welded to cars, it wasn't supposed to be there. Anyways, this was the workstation that he had and used. Sign right there, Gene Winfield, this is the workstation that he had used. I think Tommy Harms had something to do with it, but they built this little workstation. You got a shear here. I got a sandbag over here with a furl over there. You can put the sandbag on top, this bolted there. This piece comes off here and go where the shrinker stretcher is. The shrinker stretcher can come off, go down here. And this dolly can come off, and that dolly can go up there. You got the bead roller, we got all the bead rollers down there. I got a nice place to pound metal. I've been using this thing non-stop. I bending metal in here. I bent some metal in here for the top of the fenders. I beat the metal here on this part here for the hood scoop. I love it. It will be with me until the day I drop. I will take care of it. And then, who knows? Jolene will look after that. But, yeah, I'm very proud to have that. Yeah, I'm very proud to have that. And I thank Roy and Danny Brown and Ada Brown. They sold that to me, and I'm very happy that they sold that to me. I'm happy to have it. Roy was a good friend of mine and went to the right place. Also, Saturday, if you want to get things done on your car, you must work on them. You must work on them. You cannot just look at them. You got to work on them if you want to get them done. And that's what we do here. We work on them. I've been just letting know that we've been invited, me and Jolene have been invited to SEMA. And one of the lucky cars of the show, was going to get to go. Simple as that. I'm so proud of that. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice for someone to give you something when you're not expecting it, and that is what has happened here, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect it. Nothing. Just awesome. As we get rolling on this, we learn all the time. This one here is there's probably 10, it's hard to believe, but we picked up a car that might be 10, there might be 10% left of the original car that we've done this time. It's a real what? Yeah, we've built a car. I know right now, I think I know, as we're building this car, a lot of people I started following because I built a Bugatti for Jolene. Well, now I'm beginning to think I can build that thing in 35 days. You know what I'm saying? As we practice and practice and practice and practice, and I have the team I have, I really feel like I could build that car in 35 days. Like it's getting that, we're getting that good, you know what I mean? We're getting that good. Have a good Saturday, everybody, and get out and work on your hot rod. That way there, you'll leave everybody else alone. You'll be minding your own business. We are. Have a good Saturday, everybody. And my son's gonna work hard today, he said. He's not gonna work that $100 off. No warpy for my son's poo. Right? Yeah, so if you want to do something like that on your hood, piece of piss. Take your time, get it set up right, make sure the hood's not laying there so it can sink in, have the air with you so it's always cool, and get them damn gloves off so you can see if the metal's hot.